If you love mountains, lakes, and some of the most breathtaking scenery in Europe, Austria is the place for you. I've explored this country many times, and in this video I'll show you 10 amazing places you simply have to see for yourself. Make sure to stick around until the end, as the list only gets better and better. So without further ado, let's get started. We start our journey in the capital, Vienna. This city is full of history, beautiful architecture, and a relaxed atmosphere that makes it easy to enjoy. One of the best things about Vienna is just walking around the old town. You'll see grand buildings, cozy cafes, and famous landmarks, like St. Stephen's Cathedral and the Hofburg Palace. If you're into royal history, Schönbrunn Palace is a must visit. The gardens and the view from the Gloriette are amazing. And of course, Vienna is also known for its coffee culture. Sitting down with a slice of cake at one of the old cafes is almost a tradition here. Vienna feels elegant, historic, and very livable. An excellent place to start a trip through Austria. From the capital, we head west to Salzburg. In my opinion, one of the most charming cities in all of Austria. I've been here a few times and it's just incredible. Salzburg is surrounded by mountains and has one of the most beautiful old towns in Europe. The historic center is full of narrow streets, colorful buildings, and cozy squares, and it's easy to explore everything on foot. One of the main highlights is the fortress, Salzburg, which sits on a hill above the city. You can walk or take the funicular up, and the view over Salzburg and the Alps is just incredible. Another great area is along the river, where you can cross the bridges, walk the promenades, and enjoy the mix of city life and nature. Whether you're into history, beautiful views, or just want a beautiful city to explore, Salzburg is a stunning place to visit. From Salzburg, we continue into the Salzkammergut region and visit Schafberg, one of the most scenic mountain spots in Austria. The best way to get up here is by the cogwheel train, which has been running here for more than 100 years. The ride itself is an experience, and when you reach the top, the view is unbelievable. From the summit you can see several lakes, green valleys, and mountains in every direction. On a clear day, it honestly looks like something from a postcard. There's also a restaurant and a small hotel at the top, so you can take your time and enjoy the view before heading down again. Schafberg is one of those very unique places that really stays with you, and something you'll remember for a long time. From Schafberg, we continue deeper into the Salzkammergut region and visit Gosau and the beautiful Lake Gesäuse. Gosau is a small and peaceful village surrounded by mountains and green valleys. It's a great place to stay if you want nature, fresh air, and easy access to hiking trails. Just outside the town, you'll find Gesäuse, one of the most scenic lakes in Austria. The water is crystal clear, and on a good day, you can see the Dachstein glacier reflected in the lake. You can walk the trail around the lake, relax by the water, or just enjoy the view. It's an easy visit but incredibly rewarding. Gesäuse is one of those places where you don't need to do much. The scenery itself is enough. Not far from Gesäuse, you'll find Hallstatt, one of the most photographed towns in all of Austria. Hallstatt has a long history and is considered one of the oldest still inhabited villages in Europe. People have lived here for over 7,000 years, mainly because of the salt mines in the mountains above the town. The salt trade helped Hallstatt grow long before most other European settlements even existed. The town's unique look has also inspired others far beyond Austria. In China, they actually built a full-size replica of Hallstatt because they loved the style of the village so much. Some people even say that parts of Disney's Frozen were inspired by the look of Hallstatt and the surrounding scenery. Today, the village is famous for its alpine houses, narrow streets, and incredible views over the lake. You can walk along the water, explore the old town, or take a boat out and see it all from a distance. If you want a great viewpoint, there's a funicular that takes you up to the skywalk platform, where you can look straight down over the rooftops and the lake. Even though Hallstatt gets very crowded, the surroundings and atmosphere still make it one of the most unforgettable places in Austria. From Hallstatt, we head southeast to Styria, one of the greener and more underrated regions in Austria. A great place to visit here is Spiegelsee, also called Mirror Lake. It's a small alpine lake that reflects the mountains on calm days, and the hike to get there is pretty easy. If you come in the morning or late afternoon, the water is often completely still and the views are amazing. Another highlight in Styria is Gesäuse National Park. It's full of dramatic limestone peaks, deep valleys, and the fast-flowing Enns River. There are walking routes for all levels, from short trails along the water to longer hikes with incredible viewpoints. Styria is a great place to slow down, enjoy nature, and escape the more crowded parts of Austria. From Styria, we move into the high mountains of Tyrol and visit Schlegeis, one of the most beautiful alpine valleys in Austria. The main attraction here is the Schlegeis Reservoir, a gorgeous lake surrounded by steep peaks and hiking trails. One of the most popular hikes from here goes to Alpera Hut, a mountain hut with one of the most famous viewpoints in the country, especially the suspension bridge overlooking the lake. It's a manageable hike and the view at the top is absolutely worth the effort. Alpera Hut is open during the summer season, usually from mid-June to late September, and you can actually stay overnight if you book in advance. The hut has dorm-style rooms, simple food, and that classic alpine atmosphere. And if you want more time in the mountains, there are several other huts in the area as well, including Gereierhütte and Berliner Hütte. Schlegeis is the kind of place where you don't have to do much. The scenery itself makes the trip unforgettable. From the Zillertal Alps and Schlegeis, we continue to one of the most spectacular mountain roads in Europe, the Grossglockner High Alpine Road. It costs around 45 euros per car and it's absolutely worth it. I actually ended up here by accident back in 2019 on a camper trip with two friends. We were on our way to Italy, had already spent a few days in Austria and completely randomly decided to take a detour over something called Grossglockner. At the time, we had no idea what it was, we just thought it might be a nice route. It turned out to be one of the best decisions I've made in a long time. The area is insanely beautiful and the views are on a different level. The road is actually the highest paved road in Austria, reaching over 2,500 meters at its highest point. It winds up through the Hohe Tauern Mountains with glaciers, sharp peaks, green valleys and viewpoints all along the way. It's the kind of drive where you keep stopping because the scenery just keeps getting better and better. Driving a camper through all those hairpin turns was a bit exciting, but everything went fine and it's absolutely doable if you take it slow. Grossglockner isn't just a road, it's an experience and one of the true highlights of Austria. From the high alpine roads of Grossglockner, we head north to the small town of Lermoos, located in the Tyrol region close to the German border. Lermoos is surrounded by some of the most impressive mountain scenery in Austria, including the Zugspitze, the highest peak in Germany. On a clear day, the view of the mountains from the town is absolutely insane. This area is great year-round. In summer you have hiking and mountain biking trails, and in winter it turns into a ski resort with slopes right above the village. Even if you're not skiing or hiking, just staying here and waking up to the views is an experience on its own. Lermoos is also a perfect base if you want to explore the Zugspitze area or visit nearby towns in both Austria and Germany. For the final stop on this trip, we head all the way to the western part of Austria, to the region of Vorarlberg. The landscape in this part of Austria feels a bit different. Wilder, quieter and less crowded than the famous areas in Tyrol and Salzburg. It's a great place if you want mountain views without the big crowds. One of the most beautiful places here is Lunarsee, a bright blue alpine lake surrounded by dramatic peaks. You can either hike up or take the cable car, and once you're at the top, the views are unbelievable. There's a trail around the whole lake and it's not too difficult, so you can easily spend a few hours here just walking and enjoying the scenery. Right by the lake you also have Douglas's Hut, a classic alpine hut where you can take a break, get a meal or even stay overnight if you book in advance. It's an amazing place to wake up and perfect if you want to catch sunrise or sunset in the mountains. And if you're into scenic drives, the Silvetta High Alpine Road is also in this region, but Lunarsee alone makes Vorarlberg worth the visit. Vorarlberg is a perfect final stop, peaceful, dramatic and a great way to end a trip through Austria. So that wraps up my Austria top 10 list. I'm pretty sure I'll make a part 2 at some point because this country has so many more incredible places to explore. I want to thank you so much, not only for watching, but for all the amazing support I get from you guys. It really means a lot and makes me really happy, so thank you for that. Stay tuned, there are lots of new videos on the way, and as always, have a great day.